Hi everyone, my name is Nicole and welcome back to the channel. So today I am in Sydney. Realized I probably should have worn a hat today, but I did put on sunscreen. Okay, so today I am going to the zoo and I thought, why don't you guys come along with me to the zoo? So I'm taking the bus to the zoo from where I'm at. It's not too far, so I just have to walk to the bus stop. It's about an 11-minute walk, a little bit of an uphill because the neighborhood I'm at, I go uphill when I want to do anything. When I come back home, it gets me downhill. But yeah, come with me to the zoo. And if I'm able to, where I'm not looking super weird, I will show you all the bus ride. But sometimes I'm like, I don't want to like put other people on camera. Like, hey, look. So yeah. Also, I should really check Google Maps to make sure I'm going the correct way. I think I am. We will see. I might have had to go downhill. All right. Let me check my phone and I'll see you guys at the zoo. Okay, everyone. So I found a seat. I thought it was in the shade, but it's sort of in the sun. I got myself, let's put this right here. Okay. I got myself a bit, some iced coffee because I had to wake up just a little bit. You know, it's so hot. I have water. But I miss all the opportunities to do like animal encounters where you get to hold an animal for 5 minutes or so. Because I slept in, I talked to my husband for like about an hour. Because he's on Pacific Standard Time. Shout out to my husband, Nicholas. Miss you, babe. Okay, so here's the map, old school map. I can download an app, so there is an app for this zoo, but I hate downloading apps for every travel thing I do, so it gets annoying. So, but I'm in time to see a few shows, so I could see the seals for the wild. So I'm gonna do that. There's also a penguin keeper talk, and there's also an ant on me. Um, so many ants. Okay. Anyways, so I want to tap so I can see the screen. So I want to see that, and then there is a free flight birds thing that starts at 3. I also don't know what time the zoo closes. That's a great question. I bought a day pass. I'm gonna be here for a minute. Yeah, when does the zoo close? That's a great question. Let's look at Google, and it will tell me. Oh, okay. It closes at 5, so it's 12:49. I have about 4 hours. I really should have gotten here earlier. Shoot. Okay, so we're gonna see some animals. They actually sort of put the zoo in different like I hope you guys hear me. Can you hear me? Different. Mic is not. Hello. I think you can hear me. Hello. Maybe the audio is not gonna actually go very well. Um, so we will see. But anyways, um, they sort of mark off the zoo in different areas, like Australia. So you see animals from Australia, African safari, and then there's like another area, and I cannot figure it out. But I think what I want to do is go to the Africa safari. Um, that's where you can see the lions, the zebras, giraffes. Make my way there because where the first show is going to be at is near like the rainforest trail, so where you can see water buffalo, leaf monkeys, things like that. But I think I'm going to do the Africa savanna first. Um, so I think I have to go up and then turn around. So that was up. So just go up and go that way. But okay, let's go. I'm gonna put y'all on my chest, and hopefully, I don't even know how much I could film in the zoo, but I think I can. All right, let's go. See you. All right, so the first place I went to was to see the koalas. Now, I have to preference this video. There, see the arrow? There's a koala there. That a lot of the animals want to see, maybe because it was a really hot day, they were nowhere to be found. It was hard to see. So this video is really going to be me like walking around a lot, but I am going to try to put some arrows on the videos so that way you guys can try to find the animals. But yeah, there was just these koalas. If I had gotten there earlier, I would have been able to sign up to actually hold a koala, and so I'm hoping to do that soon. I walked up a little bit further up, a little bit closer to see if I could see the koala a little bit more, and I was able to see it. It's just honestly, my camera, I guess, is not good for zoom. So an arrow's coming up again so you can see where it's at. There it is. There's the koala. All right. So this was my time with the koalas. All right, the next animal I want to see were the giraffes. And again, maybe because it was hot, they were all in this one corner. They had all this space. And here, I tried to zoom in so I wouldn't get the children in the shot, but you could sort of see the giraffe there in between. There we go. There it is. He is. And they had all this space, but they were just like, F it, we're going to stand in the shade. And I'm like, you know what? I totally understand. All right. So that was the next animal I saw. And I think the next clip is going to be some monkeys.
All right, so the next animal I saw were chimpanzees. They were not the gorillas. The gorillas were in a different section. And so I actually shot a little bit on my phone because it was a lot easier. Now, that chimpanzee was so dark, I thought it was a statue at first, and then it moved. And so I was just like, oh, okay. But yeah, so there's some, and then these were little like ferrets, and again, another arrow is gonna pop up because um they were hard to see. And so let me just see. I think I was like trying to take a picture on my phone. They're moving. There is one right there. Okay. But it was one of the hottest days I've been so far in Sydney, so I believe most of the animals were just honestly trying to find shade, and it was in smack middle of the day. All right, on to the next animal. All right, and then I want to see the lions. Um, and I don't know where the lions were. They were like, we are not coming out. And I wasn't the only one disappointed. A lot of people were disappointed. So this was one area you could see the lions. And then I walked around to try seeing the lions in another area. They were hiding. They just generally did not want to be seen. So no lions. it's it is what it is. So I had some time before I had to see this seal show. And I was trying to debate if I could see another animal. On the way there, there was the gorillas, and I was not able to capture it um, on camera as well as I wanted to, but I was able to see. Oh, sorry. While I'm recording this, it's 10:26 p.m., so I had to yawn there. I was able to see the gorilla. I wish I didn't walk away because I was like, oh, let me try to catch the gorilla on this side. And the second I walked away, the gorilla came back to the other side. But I was able to see it for a brief moment, and then I couldn't show it to you all on the camera, and I'm so sorry. But the gorillas were there, and they were beautiful. Like, as you can see, all these kids ran up, and I didn't want to be that person that's like, move out of my way, kids, you know. All right, after I saw the gorillas, I continued walking to go see this show. Still, yeah, show. That is hard to say when you have to say it back to back. Can you tell I took speech therapy when I was a kid? Okay, so anyways, I'm happy I actually started to walk to the area where the show was at because the line was already starting. And I just thought it was going to be one of those things. It's the show started at 2, and I thought, oh, okay, they'll open the door at 2, people go in, and then they'll probably close the doors at, I don't know, 2:05 or something. Nope, there was a line already forming. So I stand in line, and I'm happy I did, because even though it was a little warm, I only had to wait like 10 minutes before the line started to move, and I got really good seats. All right, so I stood in line, it started to move, and I was able to get a really good seat pretty much up front. I didn't want to sit in the splash zone, which was the first 3 aisles, because I had my camera. Now, this is one of the first sales. There was 3 sales in total. 2 of them were from California. So I am from California, and I grew up near Monterey and Santa Cruz. So seeing these sales wasn't like, oh my God, I've never seen sales before, you know, like I've seen them before. But they all had their backstory and their what would they be called? Keepers? I don't know. The people that are working with them all the time were just really kind human beings. And so I am here's a little clip of one of their stories.
He's fathered 4 very adorable puppies in that time. He's also out here today to show you all the life of a seal.
So this performance was done to very sad music, and I think it was to really bring home the message of like these seals sometimes live in very polluted waters, live in waters without enough fish for them to eat because of overfishing. And just, you know, people don't pick up their trash, so it ends up in the in the sea, in the ocean. So this is your kind reminder to please pick up your trash and do not litter it on the beaches. That would be really great. So it was just this really like beautiful performance done by a seal with this really sad music, and it was just to show people like, hey, you know, you got to share your planet with these animals as well. So, and you're going to hear a little bit more of another seal story in the next clip.
complex and challenging. Now Diego has learnt to jump off that cliff into the water and touch that central buoy with his nose. So to help demonstrate this today, I'm going to be needing everyone's help. So on the count of 3, I want everyone to shout, "Jump Diego," as loudly as you can, okay? I'm going to get him up nice and high first. And then on the count of 3, jump Diego. 1, 2, 3.
Jump Diego!
Oh, I thought that was really good. But Diego's only got small ears. Diego, was that loud enough for you? He said no. All right, let's try that one more time with as much energy as you can muster. 1, 2, 3.
Jump Diego!
A huge jump from Diego there, and a little shower maybe for some of the front row. Well, thank you very much for coming along today. We really do appreciate it. Stay right where you are though, because our seals and keepers will be back out in just a moment.
Penguins! My husband Nicholas really loved penguins, so I actually took a video and a picture of this penguin and sent it to him. And then this was just like a aquarium part of the zoo. Quite frankly, I entered it because I had some time to spare and it was hot. And so this place was shaded and I appreciated that. And so you got to see a lot of different sea life. And I love their message, which was all about like plastic free ocean. Ooh, this is a reminder to not record at 10:30 at night. But yes, and I love the sign that came up all about reusable. I try so hard to have use reusable products, even though I did have an iced coffee earlier. That is actually something that I'm trying to solve as my travel. I have a reusable water bottle, but I don't always have a reusable coffee cup for my iced coffee when I am out and about. So I don't know. Anyways, off of that. So this was the aquarium. I walked through it. It was more messaging than fish. And then in this area there was like penguins and the seals. So if you missed the show, you can see them. All right. So then at 3 o'clock was the bird show. And I'm like, ooh, that sounds intriguing. And both of the people I asked that information of what is still available, they both said the bird show was one of their favorite things. And if you don't know, Australia has a lot of birds. Like a lot of birds I've never seen before. So this is what made me really interested in it. This is just me trying to figure out my way because honestly, I kept getting lost in this zoo. So, and I made my way to the bird show.
Now, even with her beak and her feet, she still needs the help to get inside this thick shell. And a rock, well, the rock is a perfect tool for the job. Now, what we're witnessing is nothing that we actually had to train her to do. Oh, that was a huge rock and success. Well done. She actually...
You know what? It is quite tricky to film birds because they fly. I was very excited that I got to see an owl because I didn't know you could really see owls in the middle of the day, so that was pretty cool. And a lot of these birds are becoming extinct naturally. And some of these birds, you could find them in other parts of Australia, even though they were native to Sydney. With any city being built up, they start to disappear. And like I said, birds are like I've seen so many different types of birds, even just walking around, going to a coffee shop and like bookstores and stuff. Like it's insane. And they're also beautiful. So this was something I really appreciated, just to learn a little bit more about these birds. And in the next clip, you're going to hear them talk a little bit more about them.
One of the ancestors to every other domestic chicken species out there. They've had that connection with people and culture for over 8,000 years. They've been a huge part of our religion, our society, and you know what? They've even found their way into our everyday language. So whether you say that you're ruling the roost, maybe you're like me, tend to put all of your eggs into one single basket, or you're a mother hen whose chicks are ready to head off to school. These birds undoubtedly have had that connection as well with culture all around the world. Thanks so much, Miss.
All right, so after the bird show, I made my way towards the exit. I was gonna try to see a few more animals, and I cannot remember what this was. I think like a jackal or something. And it was sort of interesting because they were like near this like water well. But I also the zoo closed at 5, and I had to get going because I wanted to charge my phone and then see a new digital nomad friend for dinner. So you're only going to see a few more clips of different animals, and then I saw this beautiful bird. I don't know what it's called. It was really colorful. It was not a peacock because the feathers weren't colorful, but the head was, and it was just really gorgeous. And it was on my way out, so that was nice. Side note, this zoo, like so many parts of Sydney, is hilly. Okay, so for the most part, when you get to the zoo, you are walking downhill to all the exhibits and animals. When you're leaving the zoo, you're walking uphill. And on a very hot day, ooh, I was like, I just need to get on top of this hill. All right, so we made it through. All right. So towards the end of my time at the zoo, I decided to get a little bite because I was quite hungry. I didn't have a really big breakfast, and I was really happy about my selection. So I got this chickpea and curry like pie thing. And I'm not like the biggest fan of food at like zoos or amusement parks because they're usually not that great. But this one was warm, it was well cooked, well seasoned, and for 9 Australian dollars, so let's say give or take around seven something US dollars, it was pretty fulfilling for zoo food. Alright, that's the end of this video. Sorry I couldn't say a proper goodbye, but I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!